Hello everyone, Tech1421 here. Welcome back with another League of Legends gameplay commentary. Today I have a very fun and exciting Thresh gameplay of One for All against Zilean, and this is my second time doing this commentary. I didn't really like how the first go through went, so this is my second time doing it, and if that's going to be kind of my intro, is the fact that if you're starting YouTube for the first time, or you want some kind of advice for YouTube and commentaries and etc., don't be afraid to do a commentary twice. Don't be afraid to go back and try it again. The second time may be better, or you may want to do the first time. Doesn't matter. It's perfectly fine too. You go back and you're like, you know what? Maybe that actually first time I did that commentary was better than the first. So that's my little 2 cents on that. A little bit of a keys to success with Tech1421. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so anyways, this gameplay was pretty fun. You can see I was playing as Thresh. This is my first time ever playing as Thresh, so it took me a little while to kind of get used to the mechanics a little bit, and I still probably am not the best with the mechanics, but it is what it is. So I was laying with my friend, my good buddy of mine, Wes, his gamer tag or whatever it's called, his League of Legends ID. I don't know the proper name of it, but it's Gym Guy 123. We played this over Thanksgiving break, and we played a lot of games. This was one of the ones that was pretty fun and entertaining, so I decided to showcase this one for everyone today. I have another game that we played. It was probably either right before this game or right after this game. I played as Fizz. And for those of you who do not know me, Fizz is my best champion by far. And my friend asked, well, how good are you with Fizz? So I kind of answered with some gameplay, and I went 40-2 in the game. So that was pretty fun. So I have that game to showcase for everyone. They'll probably come out later this week, and I hope you enjoyed that. We've also played a really fun game with Lux, and that'll come out later as well. It went pretty fast, so it wasn't that long of a game. They surrendered, so but yeah, it was just really fun. We played a lot of League of Legends over the break. I want to say we played maybe 10 games or so, which isn't, I guess, a ton, but it's still a little bit. It takes up time, especially during a time where you're supposed to be with family and stuff. But yeah, he came down for a break because we were going to school here, and he goes to my college, and Christmas is right around the corner, Christmas break, so I didn't want to drive all the way back home because he lives further than me, so I'm like, hey, why don't you stay at my place? That's fine with my parents. So that's what we did. Had a great break. I hope anyone that has Thanksgiving break, those of you in the US, or if there's any kind of break of any kind in the other countries, I don't know, but during this time, hope you enjoyed it. And hope you enjoyed your break, or whatever it was that you had. If you didn't have a break, then hopefully you'll have a break during the holidays, and hope you enjoy that. But that's coming up a little bit. That's my little 2 cents on that. Today I want to talk about two things. The first is more in depth on this gameplay, because I haven't really talked about it too much. As you can see, I'm kind of failing with the mechanics of Thresh a little bit, but that's okay. I'm allowed to. It's my first game as him, so I'm allowed to do this. But still thought it was a fun game. And then the next thing I want to talk about is the advantages of trying new champions, and I kind of had a little bit of a topic about that I wanted to get into, and that's kind of where that's why I'm doing this the second time around, because I kind of ran out of time the first time through, and I kind of rushed things a little bit, and as I was editing the commentary, I'm like, you know what, there's more things that I could have said about this topic, so that's why I'm doing it again. But yeah, so this gameplay, we're playing as Thresh. I've said that before, obviously, and we're playing against Zilean. Now, Zilean, I don't think is the best choice for this one-for-all game mode, to be completely honest. It was a little bit annoying. The bombs are not too hard to land at all, and they do a pretty decent amount of damage, and they're a little bit annoying. You kind of have to spread out from people. But besides that, they're pretty easy to counter with Thresh, I would say, just because we can all shield one another. And his ult, where you can bring people back to life right after they die, wasn't too much of a threat, to be completely honest, just because we could just go after him again. We can hook him again right after they come back to life. It was an easy hook right after they come back. But yeah, the bombs were really annoying as I die because a teammate runs into me with a bomb. But besides that, if we just grouped mid, we pretty much had a pretty easy time, and that's kind of what you'll see in this game mode, or this gameplay, is when we went together mid and didn't go into the bushes or anything. We just went straight down the middle. That's when we had an easy time, and that's what we were doing. That's where the success came from in this game. So that's that. Now I wanted to get into the topic for today, the other topic, I guess, or I don't know, maybe it's the only topic, but is try new champions. And I kind of want to give a little bit background of, I guess my journey of trying new champions and what my thoughts are on them, so you can kind of get an idea of that. And back in the day, I guess it's not too long ago, but I did a series that I'm planning on continuing. And so, for those of you wondering, I plan on continuing this series is League of Legends Road to Victory. Now, the entire purpose of this series of mine was to get me to try new champions, and because that was a hard thing for me, was to try new champions. When I was first playing the game, I got hooked on Misfortune and Ziggs. They were my primarily champions that I played with, and I played Blitzcrank a little bit if I ever had to support. But those are my three main champions: was Ziggs, Misfortune, and Blitz if I had to play support. But I mainly played Misfortune. Was what I played from like level 1 to like level 20 or even further than that. And I really wanted to play new champions because I wanted to get an idea of like their mechanics and stuff, because I thought it would be more fun to play the game if I expanded my champion pool. So that's just my kind of journey on that. I do plan on doing more of the Road to Victory series. I really enjoyed doing that series, but that's kind of the reason why I did this series, and it was just kind of a way of me to just learn how to play new champions and kind of make it fun. So also the entire purpose of the series was to get a win with every champion in the game. So I would record myself playing as a new champion, and if I got a win, I'd put out an episode. I'd talk a little bit at the very beginning and do that. But let's go ahead and get into why it's important, why I think it's important to play new champions. And the first one, I think, is the most important one. Playing new champions, you never know when you're going to really like a champion. So that's my first thing, is you never know when you're going to like a new champion. So if you play them for the first time, things might go not so well. But if you like the mechanics, if you kind of like the idea of the champion, try it a few more times. It's the first time you play a champion, it's very rare that you can do really, really well with them. I guess the only exception is when I first played Fizz, and I did really well, and I continued to do well from there. But I guess I'm going to use Fizz as an example a lot during this kind of whole thing. So the first thing is, you might really like the new champion. When I first played Fizz, right off the bat, I really enjoyed playing him, and I wanted to, instantly start playing him more. I don't know if I would have really started to play him if I didn't, have the idea or the notion to try new champions and try new things in the game. So that's my first thing, is you may really like the champion. So that's kind of an obvious, but I wanted to throw that in there just because I think it's important. So that's that. The next reason, I think, is a huge reason as well. When you learn how to play new champions, you learn their mechanics, you learn what they're capable of, and it gives you a better understanding of how to defend against them or how to play against them better. So say that you play Fizz a lot, and I'm going to use Fizz as an example again. You play Fizz a lot, and you're really good with Fizz. You know how to play him. You know his mechanics really well. It will give you a better understanding of how to play against him, because if you lane mid against him or something like that, you'll know what he's capable of. You know what's easy for you to do. So you know what will be easy for them. If there's kind of a mechanic or a style of play that's difficult for that champion to maneuver around, then you might want to go with that kind of strategy. So if you know how to play a champion, chances are you have a better understanding of how to play against them. So that's that. So that's why I think it's important to try new champions. The next reason is if there's someone on your team that's that champion that you know how to play, you also know what they're capable of doing. So maybe Fizz can like dive the turret and then hop around and do all this crazy stuff. So you might not be too inclined to go after it yourself because you know that he can do it. You don't want to dive turret together if there's less of a threat that he can just do it on his own and get the kill. Have less risk and more reward doing stuff like that. You also know what champions are not capable of, and etc. etc. So that's what I think is the most important thing of trying new champions. And looks like I'm running out of time again, but that's pretty much all I wanted to cover. I think the best thing is just go out there and try new champions. I think it's really important. That's what I'm kind of wanting to get across. I've expanded my range of champions a lot. It's just fun to try new champions and get a good sense of different things in the game. So that's that. I do hope you enjoyed the game. I did pretty well in the game. I do hope you enjoyed it. It was a pretty fun game to play. But yeah, I'll see everyone next time. Have a great rest of the day. Great week, everyone. I'll see you later. Peace.